Hey guys, how's it going? Twigs here, and we're finally doing this video that I've been working on for almost forever. We're checking out and we're going to be evaluating Keqing. So this is a character that's been here since the vanilla release of Genshin Impact. She is one of the standard 5-star characters, a character, like I said, it's been around since the beginning of the game. A character we knew about for way before the beginning of the game. So here we are, Keqing. Before we jump into talking about Keqing here, hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out with the YouTube algorithm, helps get the channel out there so we can grow a community over here. And if you do, hit that subscribe button. You're subscribing to more gaming content involving myself, Genshin Impact, and other games that usually catch my eye. Also, hit that notification bell so you'll be informed whenever I go live or upload any new content. And with that being said, Keqing. She is an electro sword user who is, like I said, a standard 5-star character. Let's be real. When this character came out, people wanted to gravitate toward her. She's a really cute character, cool design. She has a real flashy playstyle. But what hurt her, and what hurt her gameplay, is that her damage output is very lackluster. People had to try to formulate crazy ways to make this character work out. For example, people tried to buff her electro damage as much as they possibly could. That way they could come up with what people referred to as Electro Queen Keqing. And it was okay, but was it perfect? Was it great? Was it excellent? Not really. Then people try to gravitate toward building a physical Keqing due to her charge attack damage being really alright. But it fell in the same camp as Electro Queen Keqing. The damage was okay, but very lackluster. It just couldn't compete with what would eventually come out in the game, which was a lot more stronger main DPS characters like Hu Tao, Ganyu, other characters like that. And if you're trying to talk about physical Keqing, once Eula came out, Eula was the strongest physical damage character in the game. So Keqing just fell off. And not to mention there was other issues with her kit. The way she would attack, like with her charge attacks, it would knock back opponents. And what Keqing always does during her charge attacks is she takes a step back. On the floor right here. Step back. And you would be sending the enemy flying, and Keqing's taking a step back, putting more distance between herself and the opponent. So Keqing, there was just so many little minor things that hurt her kit and just hurt the character overall when it came to their viability. But something came along. Something came along very recently that gave Keqing a renaissance to her viability in team compositions. Dendro. Dendro has changed the game for Keqing. So, how did Dendro go about changing how Keqing works? Well, Keqing is actually really excellent in Dendro and hyperbloom teams, as you can see from this gameplay. Absolutely wrecking everything in her path. It is absolutely nuts, absolutely crazy. It really, like I said, brings a renaissance to Keqing's capabilities and team compositions. Characters like Yelan and Hydro that really works well with her auto attacks. If you use albedo with her, you have albedo doing sub DPS damage while his ult's passing over an elemental mastery buff for his teammates. Elemental mastery is now a actual strong thing you can actually build on Keqing, especially with the Thundering Fury set, giving her more bang to her buck. The reason for this is obviously 2-piece Thundering Fury gives a 15% damage buff, but also with the 4-piece set, it increases the damage of Overload, Electrocharge, Superconduct, and Hyperbloom by 40%, but also buffs Aggravate damage by 20%. And to add a little bit of a cherry on top of this nice fine purple cake, it decreases the elemental skill cooldown by 1 second whenever a quicken or other aforementioned elemental reaction occurs. So you're also not only buffing electro damage, buffing other damage by a 20 or 40% buff, but also getting your elemental skill cooldown decreased. That way Keqing can do more electro damage, therefore doing so much more aggravate or hyperbloom damage, or just electro damage in general. So this has definitely improved Keqing's gameplay by so much. I even took Keqing into the Spiral Abyss, took on several floors, as you can see with floor 11, and even did some team compositions with Yelan, Dendro Traveler, and Kazuha, and the performance turned out excellent. Yelan doing what she normally does and adding her fantastic sub DPS, adding Hyperbloom, and then with Dendro Traveler, again, adding the Hyperbloom, and also getting those aggravates going on. It's a really excellent team composition. And one thing worth adding about Keqing is that where she's a standard 5-star character, you're going to be getting more copies of her as you're losing 50/50s while wishing for characters that you actually do want. So this can add and be a potential benefit toward her, where you're getting a lot of constellations that just adds more to her damage, which is cool. So another good example is with this team composition was single target damage. We have Maguu Kenki here. Almost same team, except I added in zhongli for shields, but his shields also added a debuff, allowing for excellent single target DPS against Maguu Kenki. And then last but not least, we have a showcase on floor 12, taking the same teams as before with Maguu Kenki, Zhongli, Traveler, and Yelan. Another cool thing about Keqing and why I would encourage you to go ahead and build her is that we only have 3 Dendro characters in the game: Kale, Tignari, and Traveler. As more Dendro units come out, that's going to add more viability for Hyperbloom and Aggravate. And keep in mind, we got Nahida coming out very soon, and if she's a character that just applies Dendro non-stop, then that means Keqing is just going to get better and better as time goes on. And with Dendro not having a healer or a shielder or like a sub DPS unit yet, that means that Aggravate and Hyperbloom teams like with Keqing are just going to get better and better over time. But as you can see from some of that gameplay, Keqing has seen a lot more improvement from the addition of Dendro. Dendro Traveler is a great pairing with Keqing. Yelan or even Xingqiu makes Keqing even more viable due to having Hyperbloom going on at the same time. And then if you don't even want to, another easy team composition is just to take out Yelan and then just throw in a character like Fischl. With Fischl, you have non-stop electro application, non-stop aggravate damage, and Fischl acting like a battery for Keqing and for the rest of the team. So, and I guess while we're talking about Fischl is borderline broken with aggravate that comes from Dendro. Dendro has done so much for Electro, but more importantly, with characters like Fischl and characters like Keqing. It's absolutely amazing to see these characters be getting this much attention and this much of a improvement to their viability with the addition of Dendro. So that's all I wanted to talk about. I just really wanted to talk about how much of an improvement I am seeing from this character. It's awesome. It's amazing. It's nice to see a character that's been kind of laying in the shadows waiting for her time to shine appear and get this much attention and this much viability from just adding one element to the game. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and I'll catch you guys later.